So Mel says, Neil, could you go through the forms for setting up for selling on UK Amazon, referencing the docs for reselling in European that you put together? Okay, so, well, the first thing to notice is that selling on Amazon in Europe, because now Amazon kind of bundles that together, I'll show you in a second, but they bundle that whole thing together, Mel, and it is exactly the same setup process as setting up in Australia or in America or in India, wherever else it might be. So the actual back-end Amazon architecture is exactly the same no matter where you go. Okay, so that's an important thing to start with. So with selling in the UK, it's the setup process as far as Amazon goes is exactly the same. Doesn't matter where you are, it's exactly the same. The challenge starts when you have to be able to set up a business in that respective country. That's where the challenge begins. So let's just come over to here. So this is the Amazon.co.uk platform, and you can see here that it's automatically that you get to sell, straight away in EU. So that's something they've done now. And if you scroll down, so here's what you need to get yourself started. And if we click on something, it'll give us a better understanding. So, as I said, the easy thing is Amazon. That's the easy part of the process. The more complex part of the process is having an entity in the country that can open an Amazon account. That's the complex part of the process, okay? To do that, you will need, as always, a credit card. So that tells you that you'll need a bank account in the respective country, a phone number. That's not a problem at all. Usually, though, that's going to be a mobile phone number, and that's pretty easy to get, which you'll use for the second part of the process. Your company registration details. So that's pretty simple. You've got to register yourself a company. Your primary contact person information. So that can be you, Mel, or it can be a nominee director or something like that, or a nominee person that you have within that territory. The beneficial owner information. This is a new thing that's been launched in England fairly recently, and this is really to combat the amount of people who are now moving to England as a tax haven. So most people don't realise that England is a massive, massive tax haven, as actually is America, which goes on and on and on about tax avoidance and how evil it is, without actually mentioning the fact that they're one of the biggest tax havens in the world. So the way that it works, without getting into a whole thing on being a tax exile, but the way that it works basically is that if you don't live in the country for a certain amount of time, you don't pay any tax on the income that you earn there. That's kind of how these things work. So what that's meant is that there's a lot of people that set up a lot of businesses there for the sole purpose of avoiding tax. And so what the UK government did, where they had this thing called a beneficial owner, where what would happen, Mel, is that you would need to declare that you are a beneficial owner of that particular Amazon business, okay? And then, of course, you need a bank account setting up, which you'll need that for a credit card anyway. So that's the things that you need. And then let's just head back over here. So this is all covered here. You can definitely do this. I mean, I do it, even though I'm located currently in Portugal and my house is in Australia, in Manly. It's pretty easy to do. Essentially, it's just like setting up a business in India. You get yourself set up over there, and you can do it one of two ways. You can either pay somebody to become your director in that business, which is a fairly simple process to do. They become almost like a silent director for you, and they go through the process of doing all of this for you. So they'll go through the process of opening a bank account, etc., etc., etc. So you can do it that way. Or what I have done and what I would advise you doing, Mel, I would get yourself a tax agent to put that whole thing together for you so that you can have the business in the UK but still be in Australia and run the business from there without the need for a nominee director. So it's pretty simple to do with a tax agent, and that would be my recommendation. Rather than trying to do it yourself now, that would be the way that I would go about doing it. And indeed, that was the way that I went about doing it. I do not profess to be an expert in all things. Indeed, I'm an expert in very few things. I've got a very, very limited scope of competency, as my wife will tell you. And outside of that, I'm fairly crap at most things. So I would do it that way, Mel. I would get them to set things up for you. It's much, much easier. Having said that, the UK market is massive. The European market is unbelievably good, particularly Germany. I was just in Berlin last week. I mean, it's just crazily good, the marketplace there. And between all of them, when you combine it all together, it's almost as big a market as the American market without a lot of the crazy rules that the American market has, and also without a lot of the competition that there is in America as well. So it's a very, very good strategy, Mel. Very, very good strategy to follow. I hope that answers that for you.
Hey, Neil here. Just before you go away, that was a question that I got asked on my regular Monday night Q&A session, which I have with the members of the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs. So if you're interested in joining us as an Aussie Online Entrepreneurs, then you can click on the link below to find out a lot more about that. And also, as a special thank you for watching this video, I've got a great book that I want to give you for free. It's a current bestseller on Amazon, and it teaches you everything that you would need to know about starting a business here in Australia on Amazon. So you can see that just up there. So if you'd like to get a copy of that for free, then again, just click on the link below and you'll get a copy of that. You'll get taken to a page where you can get a copy of that for absolutely free. Hope you enjoyed that little snippet from one of my Aussie Online Entrepreneur Q&A sessions, and make sure that you subscribe to my channel and also like this video. And if you've got a question that you would like answering, then post it in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer it, whether on one of these videos for you or directly in the comments directly below. All right, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time on the next of the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs Amazon FBA Australia videos. See you soon.